Joining us now on set is Bob Volks and Louise Beckinsale, joining us from Gilligallou Bird.
The Gilligallou.
Did I say it right?
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
Good. Because that was my first question. Is okay, this name. There's a story. There's got to be a story behind it.
For sure. The Gilligallou Bird is a mythical bird from the Paul Bunyan stories, but the bulk of it came from our youth, where you weren't doing just what you were supposed to be doing as a child. You were called a Gilligallou Bird and instructed to do what you're meant to be doing. So,
but are you meant to be doing this? Is this the business
I think
you're meant
so.
to be
Yes.
in?
People have asked us what are you doing? But it's something we've done for a long time. It's a passion, and we felt there was a need for some expertise, but also for some finer products that is in the industry. Because
so you have a storefront.
We have a storefront.
So there's storefront, and then there's also, and we'll get to some of the products that are there, but there's also the ability to tour and to be actually outside and being with the bird watchers and doing things. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Some of it's with some of the clubs that we are with, Mississippi Valley Field Naturals, for instance, that's outside of where we are in Almont. But this spring we hosted a bird and bike tour where there was 47 of us that pedaled 20 kilometers. We had mapped out a route that included some nice open meadows, some hardwood bush, some swamp, that kind of thing, so it would enhance sort of some of the species that you'd see. And
you knew where to find them? Did they got their money's worth?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was very successful. 57 different species were sighted that day.
Wow.
The highlight was the indigo bunting and a hummingbird were in the same tree, and we were
the same branches almost.
We were accused of sort of having robot
staging it,
which could be done, but that's the beauty of it. You knew where to find them.
Yeah.
People know where to find you and some of the products. Can you run through a little bit of what you brought for us today?
Certainly. We've kind of started that our whole store is built from reclaimed materials, so all of our benches, cupboards, cabinets is all old house parts, floorboards and those kinds of things. We even have a porch facade off of an old house and stuff that we use to display. A lot of our feeders and nesting boxes are all made of reclaimed material.
Can I lift it so that we can see here?
Absolutely. That's a replica of a Swiss chalet, hand-painted shutters. It's probably 80 to 100-year-old cedar that's been cut and beveled. We have a very fine craftsman that kind of helps us out and works with us to build those and build our nesting boxes. We work with them some on the dimensions and
like this.
Yeah, cool. And
the
little burn part I thought was quite nice too. This is just to kind of show.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, and then coming down through here too.
Yeah, so with this pole system that we've brought, that we have squirrel solutions and things. This is a ground screw that we use to mount the pole screw in your yard. It's very portable, so you have positioning power. So to enhance your birding experience, that we're all about. If it's not working in a specific location, we'll work with you to move it to another location, so it's more beneficial.
Okay, this is what we're looking at right here, right? So that you said a lot of people are dealing with squirrels. They want to have this beautiful setup, and then the squirrels come and destroy.
Exactly, and this eliminates the squirrel problem. The pole is designed so that the dimension is such that they can't really get their paws around it that great. And the other side of it is that it's very glossy. So the minute they stop climbing, they slide back down. It's kind of the fireman's pole thing. But this squirrel baffle here, it floats, and it's designed to float so that if they do come up the pole and grab it for leverage, it moves out of the way and it drops them down. They cannot get past that. We also use them at our place, and we have an area that has a fairly high raccoon population, and we have had no problems with raccoons and things either.
And then there's different levels. There's different things that you'd actually, as a bird, enjoy from this, right? Different selection.
Yes.
You were saying it's like a menu. They have their options.
Yeah, because they're different species have different feeding needs and habits and food. So what we've paired here is that you can have a tray here for the ground feeders, so that the cardinals, the juncos, those kinds of things, chirping sparrows and things, can access here that wouldn't often maybe go to that big hopper feeder if it were on the top, for instance.
But then there would be some that would go right there.
And then there would some that would go right there. So again, we work with you to enhance, bring in more birds, more species of birds to have more quality.
Do you have people who come to you and say, this is the region where I live, what am I likely going to be seeing? Is it worth it for me to set something up in the yard that you know what's there?
Absolutely. We do that all the time, actually. And we go to people's yards. I go to seniors' residences and things as well, set up feeders in their courtyards and do birdie talks and that kind of stuff for them as well. And our seed is specific to some of those areas. So
these are all the seeds that we're
so we have 17 different varieties in total. That's the seasons woodland and seasons urban. So it's based on the study of birds, the birds that live in a certain area, and then the seed is built from that. So it's not a random filled bag of whatever. It's actually designed to feed them. So.
This one would be your cardinal blend, where it's the safflower and the black oil. And it's all very clean.
This almost looks like my snacks.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'd be snacking there too for sure.
It is a food grade level.
We are going to take a commercial break, but we're going to be joining back. And what are we going to be focusing on in the second segment?
Suet.
Suet.
And all the different feeding.
All the different ways. Okay, sounds great. So Louise will be joining us and Bob as well coming up after the commercial break.